vanguard of your swarm holds the entrance of the lab. The hybrid wait within. Let's send them to hell.
Be quick. I have a battle to command.
I must warn you about the being that runs this lab. Dr. Narud. An ancient shapeshifter who has worn many faces over the years. He made me what I am.
So he's not a Terran. Protoss? He can't be Zerg or I would know.
None of those. He is the servant of an ancient Xel'Naga known as Amon.
I learned of Amon on Xeris. He's dead.
Well, his creation lives on. Narud is the most dangerous being you've ever met. And you will face him in there.
We're inside.
Kerrigan, this lab houses the culmination of Narud's research. The hybrid. They are the ultimate weapon of the final war.
The hybrid are waking up.
What's happening to you?
It's attacking me psionically, draining me.
Stay strong. You must kill the hybrid or we are all doomed.
Hello and welcome back to StarCraft 2 Brood
Our
War.
conquest continues.
We are finally back to
Eliminate that hybrid before its attack kills you.
good
Bring it
old-fashioned
down. Now.
base building missions where we get to actually play an RTS.
Swarm conquer.
So, we've got these hybrids, they're causing Kerrigan a few migraines. We've got to stop them before the migraine lays her low. So, I don't know if this one is capable of being defeated with just your initial army, but I like to set up my economy before building soldiers, so I am letting Kerrigan
It is
build up a force of banelings. There we go.
Retribution will be mine.
Could potentially wait for even more, but I've decided to be bold. So here we go. Banelings took out most of its shields on their own. Now we're ready to finish the job. You'll of course remember hybrids from StarCraft 2 Wings of
The
Liberty
hybrid is dead, but it will not be the last.
as being ridiculously difficult to the point that the Terran forces
You are not welcome here, Kerrigan.
Narud.
My queen, hybrid psionic signatures are appearing across the laboratory.
But yes, to the point that the Terran forces couldn't even harm them and just had to run away, which was a particularly tense and brilliant mission. Speaking of, that was the secret mission of Wings of Liberty, and Heart of the Swarm doesn't have a secret mission, which makes me very sad. Or it does, and it's so secret I've never found it, but I think it just has no secret mission.
Makes will suck.
But anyway, this whole Narud business, I'm not sure what's going on there, and I don't mean in the sense that it's a great mystery. It's pretty obvious. It's Duran, right? There was a character in StarCraft 1 called Duran. He posed himself as an ally of the United Earth Defense thingy, and so he was running around sort of helping out the Terran, but then it sort of turned out that he was a bit evil, because he was acting all infested and getting up to what seemed like some Zergy nonsense, but he wasn't Zerg.
Forces moving on the hive cluster.
He wasn't an agent of Kerrigan. He was, in his own words, a servant of a higher power, and the secret mission in StarCraft 1 did indeed involve these hybrids. So Duran is obviously very closely linked with these hybrids, and therefore very closely linked with the Xel'Naga. But what I don't understand is why Blizzard has made his name backwards for StarCraft 2. He's gone from Duran to Narud. It's not very subtle. We all figured it out immediately, but it was weird, because in StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty, Narud was sort of like, you were doing a job for him as the Terrans, like he was studying artifacts, Kerrigan was trying to destroy them, you were trying to stop Kerrigan because you stopped Kerrigan doing things on principle. And we knew that there was something up with him then. And, you know, like I say,
Purpose. Kill everything.
the internet immediately pointed
is
out.
attacking you psionically. It must be eliminated if you are to survive.
Immediately pointed out that it's just Duran backwards. No one was fooled by that for very long. But what I don't understand is, why has his name gone backwards? Why has his skin changed from brown to white? And why is he now French? And also, did you just see Kerrigan's ultimate ability? It's amazing. You get an entire Zerg army for free every 5
One less
minutes.
hybrid. The swarm now controls this section of the lab.
It really helps you ramp
What
up
is it this
the
time?
pace of missions. You can just get out there immediately.
Our conquest
I'm sure they're timed, but they last so long, they're probably just going to die before they reach that timer anyway, so it's irrelevant. So it is just amazing. So yeah, great ultimate ability. Not sure why Blizzard decided to change Duran from Nurad to Narud, despite the fact that they're very obviously the same person. Maybe they're not the same person, maybe they're just two different servants, and Duran is still out there, but that would be weird. It's just odd. It feels like they were trying to sort of extend the mystery, but did so in a very, very weak way that wasn't fooling anybody. So there you go. Got the upgrades on the way. Let's go. And this, I will point out, is a very good mission. It is still, I would argue, perhaps a bit too easy, although it's actually not as too easy as it could be, which is a weird thing to say. But some of these missions have just been complete rollovers.
The Dominion captured a Brutalisk. If we get close enough, I can control it.
Yeah, some have been complete rollovers. At least with this one, I am having to multitask quite a bit, you know. I'm building up my economy, I'm attacking with an army, having to attack pretty much all the time, because if I leave it too long I'll get assaulted. And this is good. It's what we need more of. Missions that involve you having to build up a base and stay active. You can't just sit back, wait for your army to get big, and then go and steamroll things. You have to sort of be constantly going the entire mission. And as you can see, I'm being caught off guard here and there. Obviously this little force won't be enough to kill me, but it puts a damper in my plans, and this is great. A mission that keeps you on your toes is great.
No time.
Of course, that's not to say, you know, that the other missions suck. I enjoy them, but they don't feel, some of them don't feel very RTS-y. Some of them feel more like a sort of weird adventure game with an odd control scheme. Those banelings died before they could do anything useful. Here I go, ready to attack the next hybrid. You'll notice that the hybrids are legitimately powerful. They have a great AoE attack that sort of means no matter how many people you're attacking it with, your army is going to come out of it bruised and battered. You can't just sort of... You can't reach that sort of mass of forces where you can go in and effortlessly destroy a hybrid.
A hybrid has begun attacking you psionically.
You cannot fight the inevitable.
Another hybrid dead.
There we go. I probably could have moved out of those storms, but I don't know if it's worth it or not, because they do their damage immediately. Of course, they do more damage over time, but your Zerg take a bit of a while to move as well, so most of the damage will be done before you can even get out, and then you'll just miss time attacking it. So, as far as I'm concerned, I just soak it. Obviously, if I was using a full force of Zerglings, that wouldn't be the best idea,
The swarm conquers.
which I kind of am. So, really, I'm just sort of doomed. There we go, I think my cooldown's down. It's ready for another army. Let's do it. There we go, Zerg army suddenly massive, and we're about to
What
get
is it this
an
time?
expansion. Now, obviously, I was supposed to come up here first instead of down there. Hence why the expansion's there, and hence why this one wakes up and attacks you first. But I didn't know that. I flipped a 50-50 coin and I got it wrong. But I'm still going to get the expansion in time to keep my economy going quite nicely. So that's a good thing. Of course, also need to work on my ludicrous defences. There we go, we are engaging the hybrid in combat. It cannot stand up to my mighty Zerg forces. Also, Brutalisks are amazing. They should be.
Has served its purpose. It is a broken tool, fit only for the scrap heap.
Ignore his prattling. More of the lab has come under our control.
Brutalisks should be
Additional hybrid signatures detected.
in Legacy of the Void
Retribution
as
will be
a Zerg unit.
We are
I'm just
without
saying.
limit.
In fact, it sounds like Zerg are getting a bit of a pounding in Legacy of the Void when you just hear about, you know, what the Terran are getting new, what the Protoss are getting new, and what the Zerg are getting new. The Zerg are getting Lurkers, which is going to be great. I can't remember what else the Zerg are getting. The Protoss are getting...
Brutalisks have been claimed by the swarm.
Excellent. Now let's finish the hybrid.
Protoss are getting these weird mine things because Blizzard's just mine obsessed. And the Terran are like getting a unit designed to be incredibly good at killing Ultralisks, which already have a hard enough time in multiplayer, and another unit that's incredibly good at killing Zerglings and Banelings. So basically, the Terran are just getting units that are designed to slap Zerg in the face, which sounds pretty harsh. We'll have to see how that all goes as the beta progresses. So far, it sounds like we Zerg are in for some rough months when LOV eventually comes out. I mean, all that really happened in BlizzCon was they just confirmed
Warning.
that it existed.
Another hybrid is attacking you.
Well, that is very rude of another hybrid. But I need to build up my base first. And set up a ludicrous amount of defense here, no doubt. Because that's the sort of thing that I like to do. You'll notice that the bonus objective of this map was actually pretty easy to do. Both of the Brutalisks were acquired quite early on. You don't really have to look for them, which is nice. And there my little Roachlings go. I will forever love them. I don't care if they don't even do any damage. They don't seem to do a lot of damage. So there they go, they're picking apart some Reapers. Go, my little babies, go, beat those Reapers. Ah, they didn't quite win. So, when they're incapable of killing Reapers on their own, you know they're not very strong. But I just love them. Can't explain it? I won't explain it. I'll just destroy this hybrid. Yeah, look how strong my Brutalists are. Like, that one Brutalist that I've had for ages now has only gone down to half health. It's incredible.
Make your peace.
There we go, ripping the Terran apart. One has to wonder, like, what Mengsk has to do with all this. Because it's been alluded to that Mengsk is growing hybrids to be a part of his army, and obviously Narud is working with Mengsk. But, like, does Mengsk know the forces he's dealing with? Like, how ignorant of this is he, really? I'd love to know, and I don't know if we're ever going to find out, due to various reasons that I won't spoil, but it's something to ponder while my free, generated from nowhere Zerg army destroys things. So like I say, this is probably the most boring of Kerrigan's ultimates, like visually. Like, her other ultimates are a massive sort of explosion of Zerginess that kills everything, which is great. Or a Leviathan, which is obviously a big spectacle. So in terms of spectacle, this is the most boring ultimate, but to me it's the most exciting
You
ultimate.
surprise me. But you still have no hope.
When this is over, I'm coming for you, Narud.
Detecting 2 hybrid signatures. They are in close proximity.
I love sort of villain smugness that sort of goes beyond all logic. Like, you're destroying these hybrids with relative ease. They're really my only weapon, and you're tearing through them no trouble at all. But it's hopeless. You can't do anything about it. I don't know why villains are always so sure of themselves, but it's very misplaced. The most egregious one I've seen, in a Blizzard game at least, is in Diablo 3, which I might record one day, because it's fun. There's a bit where Diablo, the Lord of Terror himself, has opened up portals into heaven. Spoilers. Oh, I'm about to finish this mission. Okay, I better finish this story quickly then. Okay, so he's opening up the portals to heaven. You go through the portal into hell and start sort of destroying the portal from the other side. And once you've killed all of his minions and nothing is left but like the tethered link to the portal that you just need to chop to bits, you start chopping it to bits and he's like, you have no hope of destroying the portal. And it's like, at this point there's literally no way we won't destroy it.
There are no more hybrid signatures on this level.
Why are you so cocksure?
Have the swarm flood into the lower levels. Kill everyone in our way. Narud is up to something, and I intend to find out what.
So there you go. I loved that mission. Decently fast-paced, decently challenging, and of course you just get to destroy a lot of things, which is always great. So there's the achievements. And now we're on to a loading screen. Ho 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 ho. Oh, I don't have anything to say really, so I'm just going to wrap this video up. Thank you very much for watching it. Please enjoy the cutscenes that are surely coming up after this. Get yourself a cup of tea if you don't have one, or a beverage of your choice. Sit back, relax, and have a good day. See ya.
I touched Narud's mind in there. I sensed his devotion to this Amon. Narud's been trying to resurrect his master for millennia.
It makes sense. The endless conflict between Protoss and Zerg, the hybrid, all part of a plan to bring Amon back.
Unless we stop him.
I wonder how Narud could hope to resurrect a being as powerful as Amon.
I think the hybrid are key. They gather psionic energy. But where would they get enough to resurrect a dead god?
You told me an ancient Zelnaga artifact was used to make you human again. But all the power you wielded as the Queen of Blades, where did it go after your transformation?
You mean there might have been hybrid nearby who gathered it? And used it to... Oh no.
If Narud used the Zelnaga artifact in that way, he may already have enough energy to resurrect Amon.
We are sensing strange entities in the lab.
You mean besides the hybrid and the evil shapeshifter?
Protoss, my queen, in great numbers.
Yes, I sense them now. Tal'Darim. They serve Amon willingly. They worship him.
They worship a dead god.
That makes them even more dangerous. This thing in the lab, this Narud, it's shielding itself from me, but I can still sense its power.
Tell me of it.
It's like nothing I've faced before.
But you destroyed the Ancient One. You captured the power of all Zeras.
This is something born of the void. Cold and empty. But so powerful it hurts.
The hybrid. Their essence is strong, but I cannot collect it.
Narud created them. Do you think he will bring you more essence if you follow him?
That one serves a master who will devour all essence.
You're talking about Amon. I think he's dead. And I'm going to make sure he stays that way.
If that one lives, all essence will be collected. Change will stop. I will fight.